Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So tonight's video is going to be about something that's been on my mind a lot heavily and something that I've been really wanting to talk about with other people, and that is post-grad depression. So as you can see, I'm a graduate of Jackson State University, the I love. I graduated back in 2015. So a little background on me, I'm from Minnesota. I completed my AA degree in Minnesota, and then I transferred to Jackson State, which is in Jackson, Mississippi. So really the type of student I was at Jackson State, I was like the overachiever because my first 2 years when I was in Minnesota, I really didn't do that well at first because I just wasn't focused and I was in an unhealthy relationship, and I felt like Jackson State kind of gave me that second chance to revive myself. And I did get a scholarship, so like having good grades was my #1 priority, and my whole life was about school, and I really did not want to leave Jackson State after graduation. Like, if I could have stayed an extra couple years without spending that money, I would have. Like, that's how much I enjoyed the college experience, especially the HBCU experience. That definitely had a lot to do with it. But that became my identity. Like, I was Mia, the college girl. Like, that's all I cared about. So after graduation, of course, we all think that, I got this degree. I graduated summa cum laude. I had a 3.9 GPA. I had a few internships under my belt, nothing major like BET or anything, but I had a little bit of experience, so I thought, I'm good. Somebody's gonna give me a job. Like, it's not gonna be that hard. I'm not gonna be working at Walmart. Like, I'm smart. They'll be a fool to pass me up. That is not what happened. That's not what happened at all. Like, we have this idea that, and we're taught in society that you need to go to college, get a degree, and then this just fabulous career and money will come to you. And in this economy, in this society, this day and time, that's just not really true anymore for the most part. Most people aren't just going into these great careers anymore. That's just what it is. But that can definitely bring a lot of post-grad depression because you're filling out all these applications. You may even move to a new city like I did. I now live in Houston. I moved here for better opportunities than were available in Mississippi, and I feel like I'm not making the progress that I should be, and that's not a good feeling at all. And it just, no one really prepares you. No one really talks about the struggles and the post-grad depression and how to really deal with it. I feel like when I do talk to people, I get the same answers over and over of, it'll be okay, pray about it. Which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with praying. I am a believer, and I do believe that prayer works. But when it comes to stuff as serious as like depression, just telling someone to pray about it, that doesn't really work. That doesn't really help. So that's why I wanted to really talk about this, because I don't know where to go like with these feelings. I don't know how to feel or what to do, but I really feel like I'm not living up to my potential and being the person that I want to be or that I aspire to be. And that can definitely bring on feelings of like worthlessness. Like, you feel like something is wrong with you. It gotta be something wrong with you because you're filling out all these applications, you can't get the job that you want and you feel that you deserve, and you're working hard for it, and other people are able to succeed and at least get somewhere. So it's like, why can't I? There must be something wrong with me. And people are gonna hear that and say, well, oh, you shouldn't compare yourself to others. But I mean, you're only human. You're gonna compare yourself to somebody sometime, because if you've gone to school with these people and you guys majored in the same thing and you see them getting opportunities that you haven't been able to get, you're just naturally gonna feel like something is wrong with you. And I really don't have the answer to how to really combat these feelings, but it's something that I wanted to talk about because I feel like it's not really talked about enough in our community. Depression in general isn't really talked about enough in the Black community. I do feel like it's getting better and people are starting to have more conversations, but people see depression as something that you have to have a horrible life to be depressed. Like your baby mama have to have left you. You don't have to have a divorce and lost your car, your house, your dog, all of that. So if you don't fit like the stereotype of what a depressed person has gone through or looks like, people will kind of dismiss you as just being a whiner or, you know, something like that. And that also can bring kind of guilt. Like sometimes I feel guilty for having these feelings because it's like, I'm alive, I have a car, I'm not homeless, I'm an able-bodied person to move around, so I almost feel like I don't have the right to have these feelings or have post-grad depression or just not be happy 24/7. It does make me feel guilty, like I shouldn't have these feelings, and I don't really know what to do with that energy or how to really combat that. That's why I wanted to have the conversation, because I feel like I said, it's not talked about enough. No one really prepares us for the transition from college to adulthood, because it is a big transition and it's very different. Like when you're in college, you kind of have a safe haven around you. You're on a campus, you have food and a bed and teachers and your friends all around you. And then when you graduate, like all of that changes. Like I haven't seen or really talked to my friends from college since graduation, because we're all living different lives. And then, you know, you always go through life transitions. Like some of my friends are married and having kids, and I'm still trying to make it, trying to have a career. So we're not all in the same space anymore, and that could be something that's really tough to deal with. Just trying to figure out who you are now, that you're not that star student anymore. Now you're kind of like a starving artist, and maybe that's just the phase that I'm in. I don't know, but post-grad depression is definitely something that everybody goes through, and I feel like we need to have better tools and better safe spaces to talk about these things to kind of help each other cope with it. And maybe things will be different for the next generation. I hope so, but that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments if you have a story about post-grad depression, if you're a millennial, college grad. Also, do you feel like going to college is really worth it, like they say? Or do you regret going to college or getting your degree? I don't regret going to college because I had an amazing experience, but at this point I'm not really sure that a degree is really beneficial. At least it's definitely not as beneficial as they say. But it is what it is. I mean, it's done now, you can't go back. But let me know your story. Let me know if you have experienced post-grad depression and how it is that you deal with it. And if you have any advice for me on some better ways that I can cope with it, I would love to hear it. And I will see you at the next video. Bye.